Good evening and happy Independence Day to one and all watching Times Now this evening. Well, we first up begin with the top 50 stories we're tracking from across the country and the world, especially on how Independence Day celebrations have been ongoing since early this morning. Prime Minister Modi hoists the tricolour on 77th Independence Day at iconic Red Fort, gives out message of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas and Sabka Vishwas. PM Modi addresses the Manipur issue from Lal Killa, says the centre and the state are working in tandem to resolve the problem, assures people of the state that the country stands with them. Prime Minister shares his vision for India 2047, calls Viksit Bharat is not just a dream, but the collective effort of 140 crore Indians, and all must work hard for building the nation's character. PM also announced a slew of welfare schemes in his address, focusing on women from rural areas and urban women. PM says India is increasingly becoming the voice of the global south, and 140 crore Indians can be seen shaping the new world order after COVID-19. The Prime Minister reiterates that India is not just the mother of democracy but also the model of diversity, calls the entire country his family. PM enumerates the achievements of his government, hails voters for blessing them with a clear mandate which enable them to reform, perform and transform the country, asserts he will return for a third term in 2024. Prime Minister highlights corruption, nepotism and appeasement as three evils plaguing the country, calls for remedial measures against them. The Prime Minister also takes a dig at UPA that governed the country before 2014, saying that there was a demon of corruption and scams of lakhs of crores of rupees before his government took charge. Prime Minister hits out at dynastic politics, calls Parivarvad unhealthy for a democracy, says the opposition is for the family of the family and by the family. Amid a steep rise in global inflation, Prime Minister assures consumers, says the administration is working on further measures to contain it. The Congress, in the meanwhile, slams Prime Minister for attacking the opposition from Red Fort, says people will decide the election results, questions how will he build the nation when he is constantly speaking about the opposition. Former Minister and senior Congress leader Bhakta Charan Das plays Prime Minister, says if he thinks there is a sense of peace in Manipur, he should rather travel to the state than give speeches. Aam Aadmi Party Minister Saurabh Bhardwaj calls Prime Minister's fiery independence speech a farewell speech, says talks on action against corruption and dynasty portray BJP's hollowness. SP Chief Akhilesh Yadav slams Prime Minister's dynasty politics jibe, says BJP brought the culture of dynasty politics first in India. Storm brews over the new education policy. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah says NEP will be cancelled in the state from the next academic year. Former Chief Minister Bomai slams Siddaramaiah over the issue, says he wants to scrap NEP for mere political and petty reasons, says it's detrimental to the interests of the students. As the controversy rages on, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman bats for the new education policy, calls it a product of immense brainstorming, one of the best and well-drafted policy in recent times. Karnataka Minister K.H. Muniappa stirs consternation, suggests senior ministers of the Siddaramaiah cabinet to make way for new faces after 2.5 years of their tenure. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Stalin presses for scrapping of NEET exams, says all subjects that have direct connection to the people should be brought under the state list, especially education. President Draupadi Murmu lays wreath at the National War Memorial, pays homage to the fallen bravehearts. Indian Coast Guard personnel unfurl the national flag underwater near Tamil Nadu's Rameswaram on the 77th Independence Day. Crew hoist tricolour on board the Indian naval warships INS Sayadri and INS Kolkata to Australia, Sydney. Border Security Force celebrates Independence Day at Atari border in Punjab's Amritsar. Winds of change in Naya Kashmir witnessed people turn up in huge numbers for the celebrations at Srinagar's Bakshi Stadium. Authorities at Shopia's Siraj-ul-Loom, which was once infamous as a breeding ground for terrorists, hoist the tricolour and chants the national anthem inside the campus. Internationally acclaimed sand artist Sudarshan Patnaik creates a sand art at Puri to commemorate the 77th Independence Day. Indian Army uses indigenous 105mm light field guns ceremonial firing during these celebrations in the national capital. Months after giving up his Canadian citizenship, Bollywood actor Akshay Kumar gets his Indian citizenship, tweets a picture of the document. Indian Australians chant anti-Khalistan slogans during an Independence Day parade in Melbourne. French President Emmanuel Macron and US Secretary of State Antony Blinken extend Independence Day greetings to the people of India. Managing Director of Times Group, Mr. Vineet Jain meets President Draupadi Murmu, hands over a copy of the latest edition of Femina magazine to her. The edition features the Honourable President on the cover as a symbol of women empowerment. Heavy rains trigger landslides in Simla. Temple collapses and kills 9. Rescue operations underway. Himachal Chief Minister Sukhu reviews rescue operations in Simla, says Home Minister Amit Shah has assured him of all possible help and that one army helicopter has been deployed in Simla for rescue work. People flee from their homes in Himachal, Simla and adjoining areas amid fears of fresh earthslides. Several houses have also developed cracks. Heavy rainfall washes away soil underneath Kalka-Simla railway line. Railway traffic ever since is on standstill. Heavy monsoon rains trigger floods and landslides in Himachal's Kangra and Mandi. Rescue operations underway. A swollen Ganga causes mayhem in Uttarakhand's Rishikesh, washes away roads and uproots trees. Ganga breaches danger mark in Haridwar. State Disaster Relief Force rescues more than 100 people from low-lying areas. Administration is also on alert. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami conducts aerial survey of Mohan Chatti and disaster-affected areas of Yamkeshwar block of Pauri Garhwal district. A sub-inspector and a constable of Jharkhand Jaguar unit lose their lives in an encounter with Naxals in Chaibasa. A massive explosion at a gas station in Russia's southern Republic of Dagestan kills at least 30 people and injures more than 100. Days after Russia pulled out the Black Sea grain deal, Ukrainian farmers faced massive crisis to ship grain to the world. Ukrainian Red Cross teams evacuate civilians living in settlements and towns close to the northeastern front line after Russia steps up attack. A Ukrainian military commander visits the nuclear power plant near Belarusian border, reviews the crucial energy system. Taiwanese Vice President William Lai vows to safeguard democracy in his country against Chinese aggression, reaffirming that they will never be afraid or back down. A research team led by Institute of Botany, Chinese Academy of Sciences discovers a giant cypress measuring 101.2 meters in Ningxi city, southwest China's Tibet Autonomous Region. Court indicts Donald Trump and his 18 allies with scheming to overturn his 2020 election loss in the state, with prosecutors turning to a statue normally associated with mobsters to accuse the former president. Georgia prosecutor says Donald Trump and allies have time till the 25th August to surrender over the 2020 meddling. Tesla, which is ranked top in new energy vehicle sales for a long time, has cut prices of 2 best-selling models during affairs with a maximum price cut of 14,000 yuan.